Hello, I'm Megan Carr, sales rep from HarperCollins, and I'm so excited to present some of our top titles coming in the second half of this year. To start, the legendary Stephen King brings to life beautiful opera sets and costume design illustrations by Maury Sendak in this thrilling must-have reimagining of the Brothers Grimm fairy tale, Hansel and Gretel. Sendak created the set and the costume designs for productions of Humperdinck's Hansel and Gretel opera, and this book also includes a personal introduction from Stephen King, where he talks about how much Sendak's work means to him and his family and why he was interested in writing his own spin on Hansel and Gretel. Proceeds from the book will go to the Maury Sendak Foundation to promote the artistic legacy of Sendak, as well as supporting illustrators and writers of children's literature. This is a must-have for any spooky season displays, and we will also have a discussion guide to go along with this one. Then meet the humble pie. He likes to give others the spotlight, but when he's paired with his best friend Jake the Cake for a school project, he soon realizes staying in the shadows isn't always as sweet as pie. Humble Pie is a brand new character and the 8th picture book in the Food Group series. All the books in the series have hit the New York Times bestseller list and have sold more than 4 million copies collectively. Then get ready for a sprinkling of holiday magic as the Big Cheese discovers some new traditions, all with a little help from a friend. Have Yourself a Cheesy Little Christmas is a POB picture book featuring the Big Cheese. The book does include a tearaway sheet of 12 holiday cards, and this is perfect for any holiday promotions. And then more series. To celebrate the 20th anniversary of the classic best-selling series, Fancy Nancy dazzles readers in a brand new picture book all about the true meaning of friendship. This is the 11th Fancy Nancy hardcover jacketed picture book, and it's perfect for Valentine's, Galentine's, and any Friendship Day promotions, and this will be receiving school and library support. And then Pete's got some new wheels in his 15th hardcover picture book. As he adds up all his friends who pile into his car, he wonders if there's room for everyone. Hey, and then Caldecott Honor-winning and New York Times bestselling author Brian Lies has created a truly unique picture book journey that invites young readers to follow an epic cat and mouse chase through the galleries of an art museum, as well as through time, space, and history. As Kitten chases the mouse from one page to the next, they're portrayed in the style of masterful artworks from history, each painstakingly and lovingly recreated in its original media. Back matter for this book includes information on how each of the illustrations in the book was created, including photos, notes on the original artworks featured in the book, and an afterword inviting young readers to make, create, and build things. This also makes for a great read aloud with repetition and call and response text that really invites participation. Cat lovers of all ages will delight in Kitten's antics and adventures. This is going to be a school and library lead title for us, and we'll have a discussion guide as well as an art print for this one. Okay, and then if you make a call on a banana phone, who will answer? What will you talk about? Will you share your secrets or ask questions? No one knows what will happen, really. This very silly story is full of the joy and wisdom that comes from making new friends in unexpected places. This story celebrates the importance of talking to others who may not come from the same place as you, but can understand and empathize with you all the same. This imaginative and humorous text allows for a creative read aloud for the age group as well. And of course, it has some beautiful illustrations here. Emily Hughes is an internationally recognized illustrator and brings readers deep into the jungle with her intricate line work and lush color. This is definitely for fans of funny books, like If You Give a Mouse a Cookie and The Man Who Didn't Like Animals, as well as books that celebrate connection, like Strictly No Elephants and The Scarecrow. This is going to be a school and library lead title for us and part of a Read Out Loud, Laugh Out Loud campaign. Okay, so Wally Mammoth the Sled Race is the first installment in a vibrant, laugh out loud, comic-inspired series about a group of unforgettable friends, created by friends themselves. Illustrator Dalton Webb and the Geisel Award-winning and Caldecott honoree author Corey Tabor. Wally and his friends Otto and Wolf are all hot cocoaed up and ready for a sled race. Otto and Wolf both really want to win, but sweet Wally is happy as long as everyone has fun. But if the three friends careen towards the finish line in a giant snowball, how will they determine who won? This is perfect for emerging readers with humor, dynamic page turns, visual clues, and repeated words and phrases. This is an unjacketed paper overboard hardcover, and will be a school and library lead title for us, and we'll also have an educator's guide as well. Okay. So when young Bud sees people bustling around, she's certain they must be doing something important, and she wants to do something important too. But her grandmother shows her that there's a different way to find belonging, one that relies on stillness and cultivates paying attention to the natural world. As Bud discovers the freely given gifts of the earth, she wonders if she has something important to give back. What is her gift? Back matter in this includes a note from Robin about creating the book, as well as actions readers can take to help the environment. And Robin Wall Kimmerer's best-selling Braiding Sweetgrass and The Serviceberry are both New York Times bestsellers. She's masterfully distilled the lessons of her adult classics into a satisfying original story for the picture book audience. This is perfect for Indigenous Peoples Day and the season of thankfulness. This will be a school and library lead title for us, and we'll also have a discussion guide as well. So what starts as a very simple question, what's the best way through the woods, quickly becomes a fantastical and awe-inspiring adventure. Young readers are invited to meet griffins, giants, serpents, and sprites as they make their way through this magical landscape. With breathtaking magical illustrations by rising star illustrator Devin L. Kurtz and a sly, playful text from the award-winning author Jen Reese, Seven Ways Through the Woods celebrates curiosity, imagination, and the power of observation. Of course, this has show-stopping artwork from Devin L. Kurtz, and her illustrations are just incredible. She's a rising star, and her picture book debut, The Bakery Dragon, garnered starred reviews and acclaim. The text is also very engaging and perfect for story time, and we will have a downloadable poster for this one as well. So Leap is a sweet, snow-loving sled dog puppy who just can't wait until she's big enough to join the team. Each of the sled dogs is special in their own way, and Leap wonders, is she special too? This is based on award-winning author and dog sledder Blair Braverman's real-life team of sled dogs, and it's an empowering story that reminds us that anything is possible when teamwork, individuality, and friendship grow in leaps and bounds. Back matter here includes the author's note and some irresistibly cute photos of the dogs that inspired the story. Blair is the indie bestselling author of adult books from our adult imprint Echo, including a memoir, a photo book, and a novel. Blair and her husband Quince Mountain have an incredibly loyal and engaged fan base called the Ugly Dogs. This is Olivia Wen's debut book. Her energetic and expressive watercolors just leap off the page, pun intended, and we do have more to come from Blair. We have a second picture book coming with her in the pipeline. So when Maisie finally gets an old cell phone, it comes with the news that her family is moving for the summer to take care of her great aunt Hazel. Then she starts getting puzzling texts and finds herself thrown into the world of the Moonleapers. As she suddenly learns more about this secret society, will she be able to commit to everything they require, and will she be able to help the Moonleapers accomplish their mission in time? This is an exciting duology starter, and it hits all of the notes that Margaret's fans love about her books. There's a high-stakes mystery, plenty of intrigue, a daring plot, and, of course, a relatable main character at the center of the conflict. Margaret has written over 50 books for middle grade and teen readers, many of which have hit the New York Times bestseller list and are constant fixtures on state lists. We're always so excited to have a new Margaret on our list. Then next up, we have an exciting middle grade debut from Paul Tremblay. When Casey's parents tell him that his friend is coming for a sleepover, he has no idea who that could be. Ever since the Zoom incident, everyone treats him like a pariah. When Morrill appears, he's not like any friend Casey has ever met. His skin is like clay and he doesn't speak, but Casey's parents are charmed by this strange kid, and so it's nice to have someone to talk to besides his sister. As his parents grow distant from Casey, they begin to gush and fawn over Morrill, and Casey knows something is wrong, but with no one in sight to the sleepover, he's exhausted. And in the dark, out of the corner of his eye, Morrill doesn't look like a kid at all. This is set during the COVID-19 pandemic, and Paul used his own experiences as a teacher to inform the background of this story. He has a really hair-raising horror backlist. His novel, The Cabin at the End of the World, was adapted into the film Knock at the Cabin, and his most recent adult novel, Horror Movie, landed on the New York Times bestseller list. There will be black and white illustrations throughout this book. It will be a school and library lead title for us and part of some summer scaries and best books for 7th and 8th graders campaigns. And we will also have a discussion guide for this as well. And then next up is a book Linda Sue Park has called Unforgettable and Absolutely Magical and Enthralling and Enchanting and Enlightening Read. In 731 Chang'an, China, Han Yu rises every day to sell steamed buns in a bustling market full of whispers about his ability to summon tigers. In 1931 Chinatown, Lu Li spends her afternoons gazing out at the city from the roof of her parents' restaurant, dreaming of dim sum and Chinese art. There's a comfortable rhythm to their small but content lives, but when plague strikes Chang'an and financial crisis threatens Lu Li's family, each must venture out into the larger world and into perilous adventure to save what they love most. This includes more than 70 black and white illustrations by Karina Young Glazer throughout the book. It also has short chapters, a really high interest plot, and plenty of action. So that with these illustrations make this very appealing to reluctant readers. And this is Karina's first novel since the conclusion of the Vanderbeeker series, and we think it's her best and most ambitious work yet. The Vanderbeeker series received glowing reviews, and her first standalone, A Duet from Home, received 3-star reviews and nominations for more than a dozen state awards. This will be a school and library lead title for us, and we'll have a discussion guide for it as well. Next, we have a new middle grade novel from N.D. Stevenson, the creator of Nimona. Violet and Wilmer have been waiting for their parents for 15 boring years in the colorless town of Caveat. Then, one very stormy night, Captain Cadence Chase breaks down the door. They cut a deal with the captain. She can take their most prized possession, a mysterious book, but only if she takes them too. Setting sail into a treacherous and beautiful world beyond Caveat, the two inseparable friends must uncover the facts behind legend before the truth tears them apart. Wickedly funny, deeply emotional, and sharply incisive, Scarlet Morning is a tale of love, betrayal, and the extraordinary lengths we'd go to save a world broken beyond repair. This really is found family at its best and has a really unforgettable cast of characters, and it also has very immersive and unique world building. The book includes over 100 breathtaking and charming interior illustrations, and it will also receive school and library support from our team, as well as be part of Best Books for 7th and 8th graders campaign. Master of middle grade horror J.A. White and acclaimed dark fantasy artist Yang Xiaolun deliver a bold, immersive, and terrifying collection of original short stories that dare its audience to turn the page with each increasingly unsettling tale. Around each twist and turn, the readers will encounter lost ghosts, insatiable demons, deadly prophecies, possessed children, ravenous monsters, and, for those who reach the final pages, unspeakable horrors too terrible to describe. Combining short original stories with memorably terrifying illustrations, Dark and Darker Still is both an homage to scary stories to tell in the dark and a wholly fresh and original take on it for a new generation of kids. Divided into 3 sections, Dark, Darker, and Darker Still, this collection goes from lightly creepy to downright terrifying. As such, it serves as both a perfect entry point for horror-curious young readers and a reward for dedicated horror aficionados. This will be a school and library lead title for us and also part of that Best Books for 7th and 8th graders campaign. Goalkeeper is the long-awaited sequel to Tangerine. Paul Fisher is eager to leave his rich kid private high school and get back to Tangerine Middle School, where he found confidence and friendship as goalkeeper of the War Eagles. First, though, he must survive a summer at home, navigating the presence of a sociopathic older brother who is confined upstairs under house arrest. But when a family of con artists latch hold of Paul's father, a new crisis unfolds, and Paul must testify against one of the War Eagles in a criminal case. Themes of family, friendship, mental health and accountability, disability, race, class, privilege, and justice are all deftly woven into this gripping coming-of-age story. This is great for reluctant readers with its short, tautly written chapters that are full of action and perfect for soccer fans. Ed himself played soccer from the age of 8 through college and really knows how to write a compelling sports scene from detailed action to the player and team dynamics. And while this is a sequel, it does work as a standalone. It's satisfying on its own, and we think it'll be sure to draw in plenty of new readers as well as will delight Tangerine's many fans. This will be a school and library lead title for us. We'll have a discussion guide, and it will be part of that Best Books for 7th and 8th graders campaign as well. And then we have a couple of continuing series I want to mention. We have this follow-up to They Call Me No Sam, which continues the hilarious adventures of Sam the Pug as he protects his family from suburban evil. This series meets the demand for more short, funny books in the current middle grade market. It has the winning combination of over-the-top kid-friendly humor, illustrations, and comic panels, a short page count, and a sweet plot line, making it perfect for those reluctant readers. And this is highly illustrated. It's not a full graphic novel, but it is highly illustrated, and it is a paper for board hardcover that will receive school and library support and also be part of a transitional readers roundup with a few of our other chapter books. And then we'll also have this 4th installment of Mac Barnett and Sean Harris's New York Times best-selling series, First Cat in Space. And in this book, our heroic trio takes on Captain Babybeard and his crew of swashbuckling pirates. Mac Barnett has been named the Library of Congress's National Ambassador for Young People's Literature in 2025, and he really is a standout author on our list. This is another paper reward hardcover, and we do also have book 2 in our summer reading program this year, so look out for that. And this book will also be getting some school and library support as well. And then this slide, I just wanted to call out a few of the titles that are in our Classics Gone Graphic campaign. So first up, we have Flat Stanley, and this is his original adventure, like never before seen. It's first ever full color chapter book fiction graphic novel in this series. It'll be coming out in simultaneous hardcover and paperback publication. It'll also be getting school and library support and be part of that transitional readers roundup I mentioned earlier. And then, very excitingly, in celebration of the 75th anniversary of the greatest classic fantasy novel of all time, comes a new graphic novel edition of The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. This is adapted and illustrated by Fiona Staples, who is a renowned comic book artist of the Saga series, and this will be hardcover only to start. And then finally, we have the 3rd full-color graphic novel adaptation of our Blockbuster Warrior series. This covers the 5th and 6th novels of the Prophecies Begin arc. As this arc comes to a close, we are already preparing to adapt the next 2 Warriors arcs with an accelerated 6-month publication schedule, so they'll definitely be coming a little more fast and furious. This will be simulpub, hardcover, and paperback, and then also wanted to quickly note that the first 2 books in this series are in the summer reading program this year. Okay, now on to some teen titles. Jordan is ready to kill it in pre-law at a prestigious, historically Black university in Washington, D.C. But when her roommate's brother is released from prison, the last thing Jordan expects is to come home and find the ex-convict on her dorm room sofa. Devante is as charming as he is intelligent, but Jordan senses something sinister about it beneath his friendly advice and growing group of followers. When one of her roommates goes missing, Jordan must enlist the help of the university's lone white student to uncover the mystery or become trapped at the center of a web of lies more tangled than she can imagine. This book firmly returns to Tiffany Jackson's mystery/thriller roots, and in many ways feels like a mashup of her 3 best-selling novels, Allegedly, Monday's Not Coming, and Grown. As she has often done, this story is inspired by a real-life case that happened on a college campus, except Tiffany puts her usual trademark spin on the plot. This, of course, has a lot of crossover appeal. It takes place on a college campus with college-age kids. And then I also wanted to note this will be a school and library lead title and part of our Best Books for Teen Book Club's promotion, which will also have a discussion guide. And The Weight of Blood, one of Tiffany's past books, is also in the summer reading program this year. Okay, and then a few new ones from Ava Reid. Return to the immersive, haunting, and lush world of the best-selling A Study of Drowning as the aftermath of their first discovery pulls Effie and Preston into a new adventure with the promise of magic, romance, and stories that might be washed away and may be safer that way. Theory and Dreaming also includes Preston's perspective, letting fans get to know both Effie and Preston on a new level, seeing how they each love each other and fight for each other. This book builds on the dark academia and ambiance Ava set up in A Study in Drowning, and it also continues this really deft portrayal of depression as Effie struggles with her mental health. It's all presented very unflinchingly and sensitively. And then in December, we'll also have a novella that brings this enchanting and romantic world to life with letters, poems, art, and more. This is going to be called An Archive of Romance, and it will have 4-color interiors with 60 pieces of art, full color end papers featuring original art, and will be a blend of familiar quotes from the original books alongside new material, allowing fans to relive the story from the beginning and also experience its never-before-seen conclusion. And just a note that A Study in Drowning was an instant #1 New York Times bestseller and garnered a starred review from Publishers Weekly. All Sharir has ever wanted is to love and be loved, but 1895 London doesn't offer him the freedom to be his true self. But one night will grant Sharir what he's always wished for, the opportunity to live in a time and place where he can love freely. Rechristened as Bram, he finds what he feels like is eternal happiness. Oliver doesn't feel that 1920s Boston gives him a lot of options to be his true full self. He knows he can only ever love another boy, but that would break his beloved mother's heart. And when he meets a mysterious boy with eyes as warm as flame, his life is irrevocably changed forever. Combining a magical realist touch, high-stakes historical romance, and hints of fantasy, this is perfect for fans of the invisible life of Addie LaRue and the picture Dorian Gray. Abdi's novel, like Love Story, has become a cult classic and was named a Stonewall Honor Book and a JLG selection. Only This Beautiful Moment won the Stonewall Award, earned 5-star reviews, and was named a JLG selection as well. And it also landed on numerous year-end lists. This will be a school and library lead title for us, be part of a Best Books for Teen Book Clubs promotion, along with having a discussion guide as well. So the road to Sandy June's legendary Fry Bread Drive-In slips through every res and alongside every urban native hangout. The menu offers a rotating feast, but Sandy June's serves up more than food. It hosts live music, movie nights, unexpected family reunions, love long lost, and love found again. The big green and gold neon sign beckons to teens of every tribal nation, often when they need it most. Featuring the voices of both new and acclaimed Indigenous writers, and edited by Cynthia Lytich-Smith, this collection of interconnected stories serves up laughter, love, native pride, and the world's best fry bread. From prose to poetry, from straight contemporary to tales infused with speculative storytelling, there's really something for every kind of reader in this collection, and it's really a spotlight on contemporary Native adolescence and joy. It's also kind of a spiritual follow-up to the award-winning Ancestor Approved, which was our Heartdrum anthology for middle grade readers. This is a school and library lead title for us. It will be part of Native Voices promotions, and we'll also have an educator's guide for this one as well. Okay, and then in the kingdom of Daradon, there are wielders who are in possession of magic and have always been hunted, and hunters. Elisa is part of a hunter family, but she's also a wielder. When she turns 18, she's summoned to the royal court for debutante season and finds herself caught in a web of intrigue and betrayal and, of course, between 2 equally dangerous men. It's rose season at the palace, but to survive, she'll need to become the most vicious of thorns. Thorn Season gives romantasy readers everything they want in the genre, from pulse-pounding plot, steamy romance, court intrigue, and a fascinating and aspirational magical system. It's sharp, sexy, packed full of irresistible twists, and is perfect for fans of Red Queen, Powerless, and The Fourth Wing. This is the first in a trilogy with books 2 and 3 to follow in 2026 and 2027, and this will be part of a romantasy roundup as well. So Fallon's got it all figured out, except for sex apparently. Shocked she knows so little and her classmates know even less, Fallon decides to create a secret underground off-campus group. Shelby's boyfriend broke her nose with a punch. Now her phone is blowing up with texts from a new guy who tells her she's everything he's ever wanted, except for a few small details. Joby is desperate to make it big on social media and follows the advice of a good girl just like her who points her in the direction of a whole new audience of admirers. The lives of all 3 girls intersect in Fallon's secret class, and each girl finds herself trapped in an inescapable situation that will leave one of them dead. This is a propulsive novel set in a small Midwestern town that explores dark sides of relationships and social media from the perspectives of 3 very different girls. This, of course, has a lot of crossover appeal. Mindy McGinnis's literary writing style and no-holds-barred storytelling are sure to attract adult readers as well as older teens. This book will be getting school and library support and be part of that Best Books for Teen Book Clubs promotion with a discussion guide along with it. Okay, and then after a decade of war, the Kingdom of Avondale hosts an all-night masquerade to celebrate. The king summons an unlikely group to his chambers, but before the king can reveal why he's gathered them, the castle goes dark, and when the lights come back up, the king is dead. With no clear killer and everyone a suspect, they must work together to discover who killed the king before one of them is next. This mixes the thrilling elements of a locked room whodunit mystery with magical fantasy. It's a genre-crossing novel that will appeal to readers who love both multi-POV mystery and thrills of One of Us is Lying and the rich world building of Megan Whalen Turner. This is a super pacey read with 6 POVs, red herrings, and wrong turns aplenty, and readers will be on the edge of their seats until the very end. Okay, and then we have a graphic novel adaptation of Walter D. Myers' award-winning memoir, Bad Boy. This is the story of Walter's coming of age in Harlem in the 1940s and 50s, where he was a troublemaker with a tremendous love for books and longed to become a writer. He also examines what it means to be manly and what it meant to be Black in America. Walter's thoughtful and generous storytelling shines through in this adaptation, and it's as timely now as when the original memoir was published in 2001. It's adapted by Guy A. Sims and Dawood Anyabwile, the same team behind the graphic novel adaptation of Myers' Monster. Okay, and then I quickly wanted to touch on a few Usborne titles that we have coming this fall, and the first up is the follow-up to World Kitchen, which is this World Kitchen Celebrations. World Kitchen itself received a starred review from SLJ. This is the second cookbook in the series, and it concentrates on recipes for celebrations and festivals. The recipes are simple, heartfelt, and delicious, and they've been sent in by real families from around the world. All of the recipes are vegetarian, and instructions are also included to make them vegan, nut-free, dairy-free, egg-free, and gluten-free, or any combination of these. It also features fascinating facts about regional festive traditions, cooking, equipment, and ingredients. And then we'll also have some story collections available, from Norse and Greek myths to Aesop's fables, and then these spotter's guides with flags of the world and the night sky. And then finally, just wanted to highlight a few continuing series from Usborne, including 2 touchy-feely board books, a book on optical illusions, a book on AI, and even an encyclopedia. And just a note that none of the titles on this slide are consumable. And that is it. Thank you so much for sticking around for this entire presentation. I'm Megan Carr. I'm the sales rep for HarperCollins, and please reach out if you have any questions about these titles or any others. My contact information is on the slide. Thank you.